being in tune with your body and making sure all is well.
There I am complaining about some tendonitis in my elbow.
Too many curveballs. That's
Yeah,
what it
right,
is.
exactly. Oh yeah, I intend to get tested that day also, my blood pressure, and if they have a cholesterol screening, I'll be right up there.
Oh, the cholesterol screening. Uh-oh. Oh, that's just it. But, we're sitting here saying, uh-oh, because you don't know what those results are going to be. That's the whole point of getting it done, though, is that it gives you that little bit more information to say whether or not you need to have something more serious checked out. Yeah, boy, it looks like you're having a hard time with that elbow there.
I know. I really took advantage of
you had the audience.
The doctor. I had the audience. They were willing to treat me on the spot, but I didn't have my health card.
Keep in mind that health fair is coming up again on February 2nd. It's going to be at Elmont Memorial High School. We will be reminding you about that again at the end of this program. It is going to be, from all indications, a terrific event. All kinds of screenings are going to be available, so we will remind you now. We'll remind you again in just a few minutes coming up at the end of this program. I mentioned earlier on that Tom Alfano is all about what's going on in the schools and the community, and that we would be visiting those schools. Well, let's get right to that right now as part of our program. We're going to be looking now at some girls' basketball that's been taking place at Elmont High School. They have a terrific program there. Tom Alfano, tell us a little bit more about the Elmont girls basketball team.
They're a special team of girls who I've gotten to know and respect over the past several years. Their coach is a wonderful guy named Tom Magno. He's doing a great job with them. And we're looking at some of their practice sessions, and they're constantly conditioning for the season. And they recently won the Freeport basketball tournament, where Mystique Rivera, who is a real star, she scored 6 3-point shots in one game.
That's incredible. You know, Tom, we were watching that stretching there a little. If maybe you had taken advantage more of those stretching, you wouldn't have that tendonitis going on in your elbow.
You never know, Mike. and just this past week, the girls team beat the #1 girls team on Long Island, which is Hicksville. So I'll be sure to remind my friend Assemblyman Rob Walker of that one. And you know what? These young women are truly community leaders. We recently had a dedication of 9 new basketball courts at the Dutch Broadway School, and many of these young women athletes came to celebrate with the elementary school kids. They're role models. The young people look up to them. They're scholar athletes. Laura Rivera has received a full scholarship, not just for her work on the court, but also in the classroom. And recently the girls' teams joined me as we kicked off a special garden at the Elmont Memorial High School dedicated to the memory of their coach and counselor, Greg Petroselli, a great leader, coach, and mentor who was prematurely taken from us last year.
That's terrific. It looks like a great group of kids, and that's one of the things that's always struck me. And my guess is we'll probably see more of this later on, but how the older kids always do such a nice job with the younger kids, and they do serve as role models. And when you see positive things like what we're watching right now, it's good for the younger kids to have something like that to look up to and to work towards themselves as they get older.
That's a wonderful school. The principal does a great job. The superintendent, they do a great job. I can tell the taxpayers. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, not everyone has kids in the public schools. I don't have any kids in the public schools right now. And I'm just saying, I mean, I'm your representative who goes to these schools and sees what they're doing, and I see the product besides the test scores, which, you know, are good, and they're certainly working when they're not as what they should be. But I'm telling you, there are a lot of good people being educated in those schools in my district, and I'm proud of that.
And not only the kids doing a good job, but they wouldn't be having the success that we're talking about right now, whether it's sports or academics, if it wasn't for the dedicated adults, both who are employed within the school district or act as volunteers. And I've had the good fortune to meet a large number of those individuals over the last few years. Let's take a look at another one of those success stories. We'll go from the ball field and the basketball court now to the drama productions. One of the drama productions taking place within the school communities. This is a production of How the Grinch Stole the Holiday Snow. A little bit of a twist there on How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yep, there you go. It's a very special holiday play that was put on by Sewanhaka High School every year during the holidays. The play was actually written by high school students, and they also produced it and the participants are elementary school students at Covert Avenue, Clara Carlson, and Stewart Manor.
And there's exactly what I'm looking about. The big kids sitting down right at the eye level with the little kids, working on the production together. Look at that packed house there too for this show. Huh?
It was a great show, and it was very positive for the community. And I was able to channel a $1,000 grant to the school for this important, creative, collaborative effort.
And there's the Grinch.
That's right.
There's the Grinch.
It was written by a group of students led by Frank Rocco, and one of my interns, actually, Blesley Nunez, helped direct the production. The kids practiced after school at Sewanhaka High School. The songs were traditional holiday songs they incorporated from, and also songs they incorporated from that popular high school musical.
Oh, boy. Yeah, and there's Tom Alfano. Now, you were not the Grinch. We saw the Grinch earlier with a rather green tint to him. But you were there taking in the event, huh?
Exactly. You know, as you know, I'm a patron of the arts, and you know, I enjoy a good show every now and then.
I saw. There's some very tall hats there. I see a Sam I Am character for Green Eggs and Ham. There's holidays spelled out in the presents on the stage. Look at the costumes. Geez, a great job. Not only you got the elementary kids here we're seeing putting their energy and enthusiasm into the whole thing. But again, the high school kids who put all this together, what a terrific effort on their part. And to work with the young ones to get them to do
there
this.
He is, the big guy.
Hey, the man himself showed up.
Santa was there and everything. Yeah, it was a nice evening.
You can't beat having. Hey, the kids are pretty excited about seeing Santa show up. Well, I'm
Very
excited
nice.
whenever I see Santa show up. Come to think, why shouldn't the kids be excited by that? But again, there's that. I knew it wasn't going to take long for us to see that, where the kids work together. One of the things that I see throughout all these community events we see is the intergenerational bond that takes place, whether it's older kids and the younger kids that we just saw working on that play together. But we've seen senior citizens in the community come into the schools and interact with the kids, and I think that's just one of the greatest things.
It's really working. I mean, we're producing a generation of real good citizens, solid people who are educated and have a holistic attitude and know that, giving back is part of our responsibility as Americans. I mean, right? I mean, if you're blessed or lucky enough to have, and we all have some talent, and once you determine what your talents are and you can give back to the community, they're learning at a very young age, which gives me a great sense of confidence for the future.
And I'll tell you, a perfect example of that is what we're gonna see right here, and that is a blood drive that was put together by students in the community. Talk about giving back to the community. We hear all the time from the Red Cross and other organizations about how blood levels are especially low, and there you are, I guess, meeting and greeting some of the kids that are helping sponsor and take care of this event.
Yeah, it's an annual event at Elmont Memorial where the Key Club hosts this blood drive. During the winter season, as you know, Mike, the blood supply gets low, and blood drives are very important. It's historically been a great success because the students turn out in waves to donate. I dropped by to thank the Key Club for hosting the event and for educating these young people on the importance of donating blood. One of the young people donating, who's seen in this video, is Diego Pimentel, who I've known for over 9 years, and he's been donating for a long time. The entire gym was filled with people lined up to give. It was a wonderful Key Club event, and I wanted to thank Brian Suckle and John Capozzi, the Elmont principal, for supporting this effort. It just means a lot to the community at large.
And these things are not easy to pull off. There is a lot of organization that goes into setting these things up and getting the appropriate people there with the equipment and the machinery, especially in this day and age when, donating blood is not even as simple and easy as it was when we were a little bit younger. Tom Alfano, There's a lot more checking and that sort of effort that goes into this. And again, it looks like they're having a great time. But this was an awful lot of effort that goes into doing something that's so good for the community.
And think about it. These are young people, high school age people, taking an interest in matters of life and death that can affect people who are victims of accidents or need transfusions. And they really went about this in a working person-like manner, and it was very well run, well organized, and highly successful.
And you think about